Welcome to Storytime with Tim, sharing my stories of long ago, back on the old porch, bloodhounds and all my relatives telling stories about fishing and all kinds of stuff. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, leave comments, hit the notification bell if you like. Give me a like, hit the old hand thing, and let your friends and family, and your doggies too, know about Storytime with Tim on my YouTube. Below the video, you'll see a thing that says more. Click on that, opens up the description of the video. It has my merch store that's brand new, Amazon store that I have, my disclaimer, and some other things in there. So click on the link for my merch store, help support the channel, and let your friends know about it too. So let's get going on Story Time with Tim. Hey, welcome to Story Time with Tim. Hey, I just got back from vacation. That's why I didn't put out a video last Friday. So, going to proceed on with Story Time with Tim and tell some folklore, good old stories that go way back. Anyway, the trip was great and everything was cool. Had some issues with the RV, but I fixed that yesterday. So, more opportunity to make some video on for workshop with Tim TJY. But this is Story Time with Tim TJY, and today's story is about my trip to Satsop back in 1971, and to the Satsop Rock Festival and by the river. So back in the 70s, I graduated in 1970 from Mount Lake Terrace High School, and but I didn't really hang out with a lot of people from Mount Lake Terrace. Most of the people I hung out with were over in Edmonds, and I went to Edmonds Beach a lot as soon as I got my driver's license. So anyway, I met some people that lived over there after I got out of high school, and being out of high school, the freedom, doing whatever you want to do, and the period of time too, with the protest of the Vietnam War and all that was going on. Although I didn't really protest ever against any kind of military or war or anything like that, but I didn't go into the military because that was the first year of the lottery, and I wasn't going to join, that's for sure. And my number was like 270 or something, way out there. So I didn't have to go. So it was time to, party on, right? So I met these folks over in Edmonds and partied with them. They had a big party house, that they were renting. And I met this girl. And she was real nice, and she liked me right away. And so we decided to just kind of hang out, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, we're just friends, And which was kind of odd, but that's the way it went with me and her. Her dad was a cop, so that kind of threw me off, but you wouldn't know that she was a child of a cop. No, you wouldn't have known that. And she had an older sister, brother, and stuff like that. But anyway, so we were talking about the not Sky River. That was going on too, but the Satsop Rock Festival was coming up. And she was going to go, and I said, well, I've never been to a rock festival before. And this is only about a year or two after Woodstock, right? So Seattle was on the map for having the Sky River Rock Festival, but they really wanted to do something like Woodstock. And so this the promoter of this event found this farmer's farm up in Satsop, and it was a great big huge field, and where the farmer had his cattle or whatever, or whatever he had out there. It was all cleaned up by the time we got there. And there was a river next to it. So we decided to go ahead and go down there to this rock festival. So she drove and I rode with her, and we got down there into the town of Satsop, and then they had this bus service that would take you from the town of Satsop up to the rock festival event and drop you off. And these are full big buses, metro type buses. And so the guy must have had a lot of money, because those the drivers and all that stuff wasn't cheap. So anyway, we got up there, and I didn't know anybody up there, but she did, So we got up there, and we paid our money and got through, and we were walking down to get to the where the big field was, where everybody was at, and the stage and everything. And there was people selling stuff along the way, and I wasn't into that, not the candy stuff, the one you just take one piece of candy, So I wasn't into that, but the smoke 'em dope 'em stuff, I could go for that, And we brought in our own wine. They let you bring whatever you wanted to bring in. So we had this huge Boda bag full of wine. And if you don't know what a Boda bag is, it's like something you see Daniel Boone with, elk horn looking bag, with, you tip it up, and it had a shoulder strap, and this is, I had like a gallon one with me. So we had we got some of the smoke 'em dope 'em stuff, and we get down there and start. It was a beautiful sunny day, and so we're walking around, and down the river there was people in there, naked, swimming around, hooping and hollering and stuff, and God, I didn't have a camera. I wish I would have had a camera. If any of you guys have pictures, I'll send them to me. I mean, I love to get a picture of the Satsop River Rock Festival 1971. That'd be awesome. That way I can post it on my video, but I can go in and get a picture of it, but it's all copyright, right? So I don't want that. I just want a picture of the event, not pictures. I just want to pick out one to go with this video. Be nice. So we're there, and and the bands are playing. They had all kinds of different bands going on, and bands I never even heard of. But the main band we went there to see was Wishbone Ash. Oh yeah, good band. So, but they were going to play till the evening, when it got dark. So, and it was summertime, of course, and it didn't get dark till almost 10 o'clock at night. So she probably got tired of me, so she took off to go, find her friends all over the place, So she took off, and I didn't see her the rest of the day, It was like hours. So I just met people and partied with them, and had a great old time, And so Wishbone Ash finally came on. I'm going, God, where is she, So they started playing, and it was awesome. They got done, and the next band came on, and didn't know who they were, and it started raining. Oh, Oh, I got to tell this story too. During the day, there was this guy running around with an American flag, butt naked. I mean, whirling in the wind, baby. Yeah, so he's running around with his flag higher than all get out, man. And the stage where the band was playing, it must have been 15 feet high. You know, it was way up there. So somebody, once he got up to that stage, had to like push him up there. Ooh, wear gloves. Anyway, he got up on the stage when the band was playing. And he was sitting there waving the flag, and they told him to get his ass off the stage, you know, and the security guys, you know, they kind of let him go a little bit, you know, until the band said, get off the stage. So they say, okay, get off, you know. And I finally got him down off the stage, but that was funnier than all get out, man. And he was still running around the rest of the day. But anyway, back to when it started raining at night. So it started raining, you know, and everybody's starting to leave, you know, and I'm going, where is she, man? She drove, you know. I got to get on a bus and get down there. Oh, man. So she finally shows up. Hey, yeah, we better get out of here. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So we get our stuff or whatever, you know. And I think I had a sleeping bag, and I don't know if she even had anything. And I had that big old Boda bag full of wine, you know. So we get up to where, work our way up to where the buses would be to take it back out of there. And every time we got close to a bus, the bus was loaded, and the guy would close his door, and off he'd go. So we'd run over to the next bus. And same thing. We just couldn't get on a bus. It was just too many people. So we looked at each other and said, well, I guess we're going to have to walk, you know. And it didn't seem that far, you know. Well, the problem is the way the bus was leaving, I don't know. I think we were just out of it, both of us, you know. Anyway, so we started walking the wrong direction. One direction was 5 miles to the town, the way we came up. And the other direction was like 26 miles to make it all the way back down to town. And so here we are. We're starting to walk the wrong direction. And we're walking, and we're trying to flag people down, stop. And every vehicle was just people hanging off the things. I mean, it was just overloaded, people trying to get out of there. So we're just walking and walking and walking, you know, and we had a sleeping bag and all this. And at one point, the bag was so heavy from the rain that I just said, screw this. And I threw the bag over the bushes. And eventually I threw the Boda bag too. It was just, in the rain, it was just too heavy to carry that shit, you know. So I went, oh, okay. So finally, we must have walked like an hour or two, and finally this little Volkswagen pulls up, and it was just two guys in it. So they had the back seat, right? So we get in, and we go, oh, thank you, you know. And we've been trying to get a ride for hours to get out of here. And they go, yeah, you guys are going the wrong direction. And they explained it. And, oh, no. They said, and they were British. Both these guys were British. They must have came all the way over here to see Wishbone Ash, or been traveling around to each place they go. And, you know, so they must have bought this Volkswagen for dirt cheap to, you know, drive around in it. Anyway, so they were super nice guys, and they gave us a ride, and we finally got back to the car in Satsop and drove home, and I got in my mom and dad's place. I was still living at home at the time. And I said, I'm going to bed, you know, and Mom was up, and I said, how was the concert? And I said, oh, man, it really good, but man, am I tired, And so I went to bed, and it was like a day and a half later, my mom opened the door up and she says, "Hey, you awake?" I go, "Yeah." I said, "How long did I sleep?" And she told me, and I went, "Oh my God, I got to get up." And so I did, and yeah, that was quite the adventure. My only first rock festival. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the story, and please subscribe and leave comments. Thumbs up. All right. Talk to you later.